Mostly be working on this classic dwarf. I still don't know where it's from. I need to check it out. Hi John, how are you doing?
And I've got Sophie the Sage, who I haven't actually stuck together yet. Because I'm thinking I won't be able to paint. I won't be able to paint down there. If I stick her together, I'm not going to be able to paint down there. So I haven't stuck her together yet. But I keep popping her on. And then last night while I was painting, while Nathan was painting and I was painting next to me, you couldn't see me, I was painting her eyes. And at one point as she leant right back, I thought, oh no, what have I done? And I forgot that I haven't actually glued it together. So I was painting wobbly Sophie with wobbly head eyes. I mean, that's not a good start, is it? So that's why her eyes look a bit like that. Oh, I've frozen.
Hi Sharon.
My camera's not working anymore. Can you see me, or can you just see some hands not moving? Hi, Drummer Boy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Who used to say that? People of the world. I hope you are having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Yeah, it's frozen, hasn't it? Hi, Moxie.
Hi everyone.
Oh, the audio will be echoey if I have my microphone on. If I turn my microphone off and just have Nathan's on, then it's fine. You can talk to people while I try and fix my camera.
Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. It's me. What have you all been up to today? It's been a busy day for me again at MLG, sorting out deliveries, serving customers, packing orders, just normal stuff while the staff are on holiday and things this week. Kids go back to school, don't they? So a lot of people are busy trying to get their offspring organised.
Nope, that's it. My camera's not having it. It'll just have to be you.
Oh no, you can't use that as an excuse.
Look, it's just my hands aren't there anymore, but they are still on screen. It's because this camera's rubbish. Because the connection is like wobbly, and I think the dog hit it when he came to say hello.
Do we need to swap them over so that one's one of mine?
Maybe.
Oh, it just did something.
Oh, thanks, Deathly.
Thank you, Deathly.
I'm going to put you on your Todd.
Okay.
So you'll have to just...
it's One Paint Tuesday!
You'll have to just lift your light up slightly because we can't see your beautiful face.
You don't need to see me.
Yeah. Yeah, we do, yeah.
You don't need to. Hi,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Drummer Boy says it might be from the Truman Show you're thinking of.
No, maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to be working on this cool little dwarf mini. Had this for a long time, never painted it. Finally going to get some paint on it for Magic. For the Mighty Lancer Games Great MLG Brush Off. Got some Reichland Flesh Shade here. I'm going to put some of that all over his beard as well. Give a little bit of texture to his beard rather than trying to do anything wild with that. Can be a dirty beard, which we're going to sort out in a little while.
Let's say hello to Peeps. So, hi Pete, Pete's here. Definitely's cooking dinner. Drummer Boy says, do you have D&D nights at your shop as well as 40k? We do, and Mr MLG will explain a little bit more about that.
Yes, yeah, so we have a D&D, well, Thursday evenings, let's say. So we open late on a Thursday night and a Friday night. Thursday evening started off as D&D night, and were really popular. And then as time has progressed, we've ended up with more 40k and other wargaming players than we have D&D players. However, we still have a couple of groups that come and meet regularly on a Thursday and on a Friday. And we've got a waiting list of new players that want to play. The only problem that we have currently with D&D is we don't have enough DMs. So we need some DMs to come and participate. Because although we've got lots of people who want to play, most of them are new. They've never played at all before, and then they want to get involved, but they don't know how to run a game or don't feel confident enough to run a game, but they want to get involved in the whole D&D theme. Oh, this suddenly started absolutely chucking it down.
Oh, that is raining.
Yeah, it's really, really heavy. So, yeah, there you go. Definitely knows the pain. As a perpetual DM, it's quite hard sometimes to encourage other people to take the reins and take on a group. So what's happened with us, for example, is like the group dynamic might have changed for whatever reason with some of our long-established groups, or one of the guys might have got a job where he's working away or can't get home in time for the evening session or what have you. So we've kind of got more players than DMs, and you can't just end up with an infinite size group really with D&D or other RPGs. You really need to have sort of a maximum of say 5 or 6 players, otherwise the game gets really unmanageable. So the thing's scrolled up a little bit, but it's that you're trying to convert Dark Souls into the D&D system, so you can use the minis from the Dark Souls board game. Is that right? I know that Steamforged have actually published their own Dark Souls role-playing game these days. I don't know what that's like. We've not had it in at the shop yet. Don't know what that's like. Or indeed had anybody tell me whether they like it or not. So I don't know whether that's your thing. I've never played the Dark Souls board game either, but I have heard that when you open the box it says you've died. So I don't know. Never played Dark Souls on the computer either. Don't play many computer games apart from Skyrim. Like Skyrim. Right, we're going to get some Basilicanum Grey, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix with that a little bit of Space Wolves Grey, which are contrast paints, and then I'm going to mix some contrast medium with it to create a little wash for his robe. So it'd be nice to get a lot more RPGers back into playing games. But I feel that if we get many more folks turning up on a Thursday night, Friday night's not too bad, but on a Thursday night, last week we were kind of pushed for space a little bit. So yeah, if we get many more people coming, we might have to start doing bookings for table space. But we shall see. Manage that as required. Fortunately, one of our D&D groups is run by one of our staff members, so worst comes to the worst, they could play in the shop downstairs.
Stop encouraging him, Pete. We don't need a bigger shop. We are not moving again.
Yeah, we're not moving again.
We're not moving again. No bigger shop required. It'll be winter soon, and then people will be like, "Oh, it's cold, and I'm not leaving the house."
Yeah. The customer came in today. If we were planning on sticking around for a while, he'd never been in before, and he came in for some model train stuff, and he said, like, "Oh, you're planning on being here a while?" I said, "Well, we've been here for 2.5 years in this shop, so I'm not planning on moving again." I don't know if he meant, are we planning on closing down, or are we planning on moving to another shop?
No, Not you as well, John. John and Pete said a second shop then.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them what you said to me the other day about the shop across the road.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can.
I will. So one of the little shops across the road has come up for rent, and I suggested to Mrs MLG that she should have it, and we should have the homewares stuff just in there, and then have our normal shop just full of all the normal stuff that we sell, and have a separate shop for Mrs MLG's Halloween homewares, because we've got so many that we can't fit it all in the shop, because we've only got
trying to kick me out of the shop already.
Space. I'm not trying to kick you out. I was trying to
Pokemon
help.
in chat. Pokemon in chat.
Trying to help you.
Wicked says, add another late night gaming night. Well, that's the problem though, isn't it? Because then he would never be at home.
Yeah,
And then we wouldn't be able to do the stream because he won't be here.
that's it.
So we stream on a Monday, a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then it's late night gaming on a Thursday and Friday. So we don't actually have any evenings.
No.
Drummer Boy says, I really do wish they released minis of Dark Souls bosses to paint like how Games Workshop did the Primarch series. That could be awesome.
Well, you can get some of them. You can get some of them. You can get the Gaping Dragon and is it a Black Dragon Calamite and Executioner Chariot thing and the Last Giant. Just reel him off now, aren't I? Is Boreal like a massive wolf thing? Is that right? I'm just trying to remember what we've had in the past. We've only got a couple left in stock actually, because at the moment we can't get the base game in. So we haven't bothered restocking all the expansions because we can't get the base set, which I always find a little frustrating. Yeah, so we used to, before we started streaming, before lockdown, when we were still in the previous shop, we used to do late night gaming 3 nights a week. We would do Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Friday nights. And they were all pretty well attended. But then after lockdown and things started, we started opening back up slowly. So we did Thursday nights and Friday nights. We decided to do Thursday nights and Friday nights. But then we'd started streaming then. So now we give over 5 nights a week to hobby stuff. So we have Saturday and Sunday nights for snuggling on the sofa. Don't we?
Lovely.
What?
Pete says stream from the shop. We have considered streaming from the shop, Pete. But obviously we'd have to do it off like a mobile phone or something like that, because the computer is here and the cameras are here, and as you can see our cameras are a bit dodgy anyway, so mine has stopped working, which is why it's no longer 2 Paint Tuesday and is just Nathan painting over there. At past he might make me swap.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So we have considered streaming games from the shop, when people are playing on the tabletop, and just stream the game. But I honestly don't know how we would. I don't know how we would rig it up to work, because it'd have to just be from a mobile, and that might just be like absolutely terrible. So
yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah.
We shall see if that other little thing comes off, because then we might end up with some equipment as a part of that. But anyway, enough of that.
He's talking in riddles, and even I don't know what he's talking about. No snuggling required. Make more MLG stream time. I already watch your streams on silent while watching the movie with the family. Wicked thing. Just keeping an eye on you, making sure they don't get any mean people in your stream.
No follow bots.
What's a follow bot?
Is it a follow bot?
You play your game.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna die. No.
So while I'm waiting for my washes to dry there, I'm just going to put a little bit of black on this spiritual weapon, this flaming spell effect that I've done here. So It's had a little bit of contrast paint on it previously because it's clear, but I want to paint the hilt and the pommel here with a metallic. But I want wanted the blade to look suitably flamey, so we'll just get a little bit of black in there as a base coat for our metallic, and then what we're going to do is just dry brush a little bit of yellow and white on the tips of those flames, and then that's the wrong way around, isn't it? White at the bottom and a little bit of black maybe at the top, or grey for the flames, and then the same on this bit at the bottom, and then we'll paint the base, and that'll be boom, spell effect done. Second miniature for magic. Wow.
What's he doing too?
Boom shakalak.
How's he doing too, Dad?
Yeah, well, I've had this one on my painting table already, so no, I don't want to do it. I need to finish. I need to do him a proper base. Like, leave him alone for a minute. Let's leave him alone. Leave him.
But
Right,
I need
what
my
a-
glasses to see what I'm doing.
We want you to remove your glasses for 1 minute.
New voice, you've got to take your glasses off for a
Take my glasses
minute.
off for a minute.
You won't be able to see.
No, I know,
What
I
do you reckon
can't.
to the new voices that we've put on some of the cards? I wondered what that was. It made me jump. I was like, there's Nathan's voice coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna adjust my glasses then because I.
Just because you couldn't see.
Right. We'll start a minute from now. What are we gonna paint? What are we gonna paint with
don't
no
be
glasses?
wasting this time. You're
I'm
not
not
wasting
gonna.
now.
No, I'm not going to rob you. I'm not going to rob you. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to paint some gold on the snake men. That's what we're going to do.
So for those that don't know, the Great MLG Brush Off is a painting incentive that we run in the Discord. Our Discord is family friendly and free to join. And every month we have a theme, and September's theme, hi Goblin Squire, is magic. So that is why Nathan is painting a wizard and a flamey sword for magic. And it's just for fun, or any ability, and it's just a bit of a laugh and talk. Oh,
He wants to feel some tingles.
I'm terrible at that though, Wicked D. And talking about painting incentives, here is Goblin Squire Creations, just coming in time for us to talk about Goblin Inspiration. What's the theme for Goblin Inspiration this month? Brains. Is it brains, Hamish? Have I got that right? Brains. You can join in with Goblin Inspiration through Goblin Squire on Twitter, and also in our Discord. There's a separate channel all about it. It's lots and lots of fun. It's just to get you doing some art. The difference with Goblin Inspiration is it doesn't matter what art you do around the word of brains. It can be a drawing, it can be a painting, it can be miniatures, it can be whatever you want. And it's super cool, so check that out in our Discord. And now, apparently, we've got to attempt this rubbish ASMR thing that I'm no good at, and I don't even know why I have that as a card. So
Wicked D says you could have whispered your explanation.
I could have whispered my explanation. So I'm terribly sorry, everybody, for what is about to occur. Oh dear.
Take it off.
Goblin Squire says, I guess this month you could literally do anything and say that it came from your brain. So join in Goblin Inspiration and the Great MLG Brush Off in the Mighty Lancer Games Discord server. I might just change it to whispering creepily down the microphone.
Yeah, do that.
Drummer boy, what is your question, my dear? What is your question? I've just put my chest in my paint palette. Leaning forward.
Have you-
Leaning forward to the microphone.
Have you got paint on your t-shirt?
It'll come off. It'll come off. It'll be fine. Honest. So what's your question? What's your question, Drummer boy? I hope it's not about how terrible I am at whispering down microphones. I might just change it to whispering down microphones.
Yeah, I think you should. Because we never know what to do.
Yeah. It was like a preset one, wasn't it? Oh, well, Gizmo's face is wandering past yours, and now it just looks like Gizmo's in the camera. What colours are you using?
So this is the best gold, which is brass from Vallejo.
John the Templar loves this stream.
Thank you, John. That's very kind of you.
It's so
I think
cute
I'm doing-
seeing Gizmo.
I think I'm doing quite well considering I haven't done last time.
I think you might. Did we all see the Gizmo growing up video that we put on YouTube? I can't believe he was ever that small, to be fair.
No.
He's so tiny and cute.
We watched some of the videos from when we first went to see him after we'd picked him, didn't we? Last night, which was awesome. Has Drum Boy asked a question?
Not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. Yeah, it's weird because obviously when we had our other dogs in the past. What's that?
Goblin Squire Recreation says hands up for 5 seconds.
Not only are you blind, but you've got to put your hands up.
Whoop, 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 whoop. I look totally different without my glasses.
5,
I look like a haggard old man.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Yeah, when we had our other dogs, there was no such things as like camera phones, so there's not really many videos. There's a very grainy video of one of them from like a really old mobile phone, but then we have a million videos of Gizmo. Oh, here we go. John liked the video, awesome. So I'm just going to turn yours down a little bit. My question to you all is, do you prefer the older versions of Yu-Gi-Oh where it is more drawn out, or do you like the more fast-paced that it has become? Not quite sure how the community will react to Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I will be honest, I've only ever played it once. I didn't really get it. So I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, I play Magic. But some of our staff play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think that they prefer it now, because some of them play, or one of them particularly plays decks where he can win like on his first turn of the game and stuff like that, which sounds not really a great deal of fun for everybody else, but you know, I guess if you just want to play competitively, then that's how it goes. It's a strange game. Somebody taught or tried to teach me, and I must admit it didn't really sink in, and I haven't really spent much time thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh since. But I really probably should understand at least how it works. We do Yu-Gi-Oh in store, and obviously we sell Yu-Gi-Oh products and what have you, and we have Saturdays and Sundays we run Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. Sundays seem to be the better attended day out of the two for anybody that might like to come and participate if you're semi-local and you want to play some Yu-Gi-Ohs. Get some dueling in. I've just set up today events for the new releases, the new sets that are coming out in October. We've got Crystal Beasts, I think it is, a new structure deck, and which I think's got some new cards in, as well as some reprints of older cards. And what was the other one called? Darkwing Blast. And then one of the Speed Duel sets, and I can't remember what that one's called off the top of my head. But yeah, we've set those up today, so they're all scheduled in and programmed our tournaments for the next month. Did that. Hi Red Snail, how are you doing? Drumboy says, really wish teleportation tech existed so I can visit the store. I've only been once. I want to go again. Whereabouts in the world are you, Drum Boy? Are you far away? Did you come to our current store, or did you come a little while ago and come to the old shop? Oh, what's that?
Unlucky card, isn't it?
Rotherham had to take 2 trains to go there. Oh no! Yeah, you've got a good selection of stores in your neck of the woods, haven't you? I think.
You watched that dragon thing last night.
Oh yeah. So we watched House of Dragons last night after the stream. Thought it was yeah, okay.
Rubbish! It was rubbish. Pokemon in chat.
Was built up for an hour to see a guy just charge into a cave, and then didn't actually see the sword fight or anything. Just saw him.
Don't spoil it for anyone.
Oh no, yeah. That's sorry. Spoiler alert.
Bit late.
Spoiler alert.
Drummer says, I believe I do, but once I saw the amount of stuff you guys sell in Bridlington, I feel it's nice to spot a family. Well, we appreciate the spot.
We do,
really
indeed.
Even
I've
if
definitely
my
not
camera's
had my
not
glasses on for
You've had not glasses on for like an hour.
ages.
Yeah. Can't believe the camera's
I'm going to have to adjust myself now. So I'm going to paint that thing gold before I move on to the next paint. What's going on there? That's not right. There's a little white splodge. Need to sort that out. Get in there, Wash. What's going on here? Red Snail says, "Little Red's slowly taking over my room." What with the painting projects and things. And Deathly says, "Needs to be an MLG con, so I can have a reason to come from Dundee."
Ah, well, we have done a wargaming show for 2 years. We ran it, a 2-day event in Driffield. It was called Ambush, and everybody loved it. And Nathan always wanted to run a wargaming show, so we did, because, you know, that's how we roll. And it was really cool, and there was a live band on at night time, and it was a 2-day event, and there was stalls, and there was participation games, and there was painting, and there was all sorts of stuff, and it was awesome. But we've been there, done that.
It was lots and lots of hard work.
Yeah, it was. And we made absolutely no money at all, but which is why we can't do it again. But it was good to say that we've done it. Oh, no one caught the Pokemon. Boo. Drummer Boy says, Mrs MLG, your marbling video for tokens changed the way I'm doing my night haunts from now on. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad it helped. We only ever do anything to help. We get lots of random comments on my videos going, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. But I think if it's a beginner's way of doing things, and I try and say that it's not there are other more professional, top of the league type things, but I think it's always nice to have this is a good way to do it for non-professionals, and you just want to get it on your tabletop, and it looks cool as well. Yeah. So I'm glad it's helping.
I think we're happy to say that we paint things to a standard that we are happy with. That's
I guess.
Hi Pup, you okay? You want to get in on the action, do you?
And this is Gizmo.
This is Gizmo. And this is Gizmo's birthday toy that he has utterly destroyed. You alright, Pup? You alright? Can I get back on my painting? No? You just want to bite? Come on, get down over there. Good lad.
And it was his birthday on Sunday, so there we go. He's 1 now, 1 year old. Red says, yeah, he's got a Blood Bowl team and a Lizardman army on the go.
Wow. Awesome. Not doing things by halves. Got to get in there. Right. Orange. We're going to get some orange on my lizard men while I'm waiting for... The dwarf's cloak hasn't dried fully yet, so I'm just going to progress on with some lizard men for while this guy's cloak dries in the recesses, which shouldn't take too long. Red
Drummer Boy says, painting models the way it should be painted in my book is only for competitions where money is involved. That's what we think. Anything else should be up to the person who is painting them. Yep, absolutely. We paint for fun. We hope that everybody else paints for fun. There is painting questions channel in the Discord where some of the more long-term painters offer lots of help, but it's all friendly, and when people ask for it, we agree completely. And I know that Hamish does in his Goblin Inspiration, but like the Great MLG brush off is just for fun to get your painting, because painting's just awesome. It doesn't have to be competition standard. Just get some paint on some minis and have some fun.
So, Mrs MLG and I have completely different painting styles. I tend to rely a lot on washes and then a quick highlight to do most of my work, where you like to you don't really do a lot of washing, do you?
No, I don't really do a lot of washing of clothes either. I'm just lazy. The only two washers that I have on my desk are Agrax Earthshade and Null Oil, and they've been nearly completely empty for quite a while. This is why we do Two Paint Tuesday, so that we can see that how we both paint differently. I am a new painter. I have only been painting for, well, I suppose it's a year and a half now. Eek! That's scary.
8, yeah.
But normally you would be able to see us both painting side by side and see like the different styles that we have. But my camera's broken, as we all know from the beginning of the stream, where I was there for about 5 minutes and then I disappeared. But yeah, you paint because you need to get them on the table, whereas I don't play games, so I just paint the things that I like the look of.
Yeah.
And I'm learning along the way, learning what to do, hopefully.
I try and paint something different each time, but sometimes you've just got to like get stuff done, haven't you? I start projects and then they end up sitting around on my desk for a little while, and then I think, I can't just leave that hanging around. I'm gonna have to get it finished, and then I end up doing not quite as good a paint job as I would like to have done sometimes. But things just hang around, like these Space Marines that have been hanging around here since I last showed them off on stream, which is probably about a month ago.
The problem is the only time that we get to paint is on stream. It's the only time that we paint, so it's always dark, which never doesn't help. Obviously we have lights, but you know, painting in the daytime is much nicer. It's always dark, and it's always under a camera, and I make you talk to people while you're painting. So this is the only time that we actually get to paint. So you end up with lots of things that you really want to do, and then not really a great deal of time, don't you?
Yeah. But it's good because we get to talk to you lovely people.
Drummer Boy says, hopefully going to get my wet palette soon. I've never had one before, so hopefully it's going to be a godsend for me. Oh, and then a pop-up came, so I can't read the rest. For me doing gradients and stuff. I have a wet palette. I used it a bit, but then it's just over there now. Looking at it, it's collecting dust, in fact. It's an army painter one. It worked perfectly fine. It's just I forget it exists. A bit like my Vortex mixer, which is at the other side of my desk, which I equally forget exists.
I'll buy you all these nice
things. You've got a wet palette as well, haven't you? Have you ever used a different wet palette than the army painter one, or have you only ever used the army painter one?
I've only ever used the army painter one. So I can't
I've heard good things about the
Green
Green Stuff World one.
Yeah. The Green Stuff Well one is very reasonably priced compared to some of the others on the market.
Oh, Pando's gone to sleep.
The Green Stuff Well one I think is about 13 quid. And then they do an extra large version, which is and that one's about the same size physically as the army painter one. And then they do an extra large one, which is bigger. And I think that one's less than £20. Very reasonable. Available and currently in stock at Mighty Lancer Games.
Which one did you go for, Drummer? Which wet palette did you decide on in the end?
Keep getting attacked by a dog. Right, I'm going to find a dry brush that I like the look of, and then we're going to just do a little bit of dry brushing on these, the backs of these guys. Where's all my dry brushes gone? There we go. Right, let me head to the website, he says. I presume it's he, with a drummer boy, but correct me if I'm wrong. Right, let's just do some snake scales. Quick dry brushy snake scales.
So what are you doing there then? How are you doing that?
So this is just a quick dry brush on these scales on the snake folk, however you want to describe them. This is actually not a fancy dancy dry brush, although it looks like one. This is actually a makeup brush, not pinched it out of Mrs MLG's makeup box or anything. This is just a cheap
Went to the shop, brought his own makeup brushes.
Yeah, cheap makeup brush from the pharmacy supermarket makeup section, with a nice soft end for smushing onto your minis. There we go. Doesn't need much. I think we'll get a lighter orange on it over the top of this as well, just to give it an extra little touch. I do like them, yeah, definitely. These snake men. Can't remember what the Reaper call them. Nagendra, isn't it? Nagendra, I think. But yeah, I think they look fabulous. I've had them hanging around here. I was going to do a diorama with them and a couple of halflings, but that's kind of gone off the boil now. But I'm going to instead have them ready to use in an RPG session at some point. I think.
Yeah, we need to get back playing Pathfinder.
We do. Yeah, when we get past summer and some of the other jobs that need doing, we can get back to playing some Pathfinder, I think.
Oh, Pete says there's a rainbow in the sea. That's always cool. Rumor Boy says he thinks that it's the Green Stuff World wet palette. You'll have to let us know what you think, because we've never used that one, but people do say it's good.
Yeah. Just the whole concept of keeping your paint like wet. So on our most recent Green Stuff World delivery, I have got for myself a squeezy bottle that I can put water in, so I can keep my wet palette topped up, because that's always the most difficult thing for me, is keeping it actually wet between painting sessions, because it's so warm in the room where we paint that stuff has inevitably dried out in between. What I really should do is go and put it in the fridge, I guess, when I've finished painting, but it takes up space, doesn't it?
In the fridge?
Yeah, because then it'd keep cool and wouldn't evaporate, maybe.
Is Bob the Orc Paladin still alive and kicking? Yes. Yeah, none of us have completely died yet. We're still stuck. Where are we? We're stuck somewhere, aren't we?
No, you were leaving.
Leaving?
You were leaving
Been
because you
such a
decided
long
that you needed
time.
to go back to town.
Yeah, we're looking for a green scroll. I think it's a myth. It's either doesn't exist or we've walked past it and the DM's just giggling at us like, you'd have just gone through that door.
If you'd gone that way,
but
you'd
you
gone straight to that
didn't.
castle. Oh no! Sorry, I'll be with you in a second. I've just snapped off my pokey tool in the end of my paint with about 1 millimetre showing. Drum boy, I have a box room bedroom, and since I love my room since it's cozy, I like to paint there, but with my room being small, heat is an issue for my paints. Yeah, definitely. Deathly says classic. I presume he means the labyrinth reference, but just guessing there. Or either that or the fact that I've just snapped off a pokey tool in my paint.
Or the fact that if we, that you're the DM and you're a big meanie, and you haven't told us that we've walked past
I
it.
wouldn't do that to you.
I know you wouldn't tell us, I know. Anyway, it's been ages since we played, because obviously life and things.
Yep.
So at some point we'll have to get back to it. Little Miss has picked a new mini to represent herself.
Yeah, she's going to paint it.
That she says she's going to paint, because she's never painted the last one. It's got a lot of detail on though, so we'll have to see how she gets on with that. There's a Pokemon in chat, and Pete wants us all to drink. I have done my magic for the great MLG brushes, and I can't think of what to do for brains. You said that you had thought of a mini that we own that you could use.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to do that one.
I'm not.
Not feeling
Not
it.
feeling that now. What is it? Brain in a jar.
Brain in a jar.
No, I don't think I've ever. And Hamish, if he's still here, can tell me. I don't think I've ever actually just painted a mini that just fitted in the theme so easily, like a brain in a jar. It's always something stupid where I try and squeeze a skeleton in and pretend it's lost its brain or something like that.
So I'm going to paint a Tyrannid Zone Throat because they've got big brains.
Oh look, definitely started the community Pokemon game with Chimchar. I know what that is, Chimchar.
Yeah, Chimchar's one of my favourites.
What are we doing that has a lot of detail? Little Miss has picked a new mini to represent her Pathfinder character for when we start playing again, we could do. But it's a Reaper mini and it's got a lot of detail, and I've said to her she's going to have to take her time painting it, not just dip it in some paint. Yeah, and Tony's done his magic great MLG brush off as well. Magic. Yeah, I've posted that video. Have you got
I saw it today.
If anybody's seen the social media posts, Nathan's magic, which I didn't know he was going to do, it made me laugh.
It's good. Impromptu action. I did a waffly video this afternoon. Yeah, I'll send you it so you can do all the posty production-y stuff that you do that make it not rubbish.
I try very hard to add captions, in case people haven't got their volume on, or indeed, can't hear you, they're deaf, etc. So I try and put captions on, and sometimes it does it. Sometimes it does it automatically. You can just press a button and it picks up all the words. It doesn't understand us talking, to be fair, and calls the shop all sorts of weird things. But sometimes it just refuses to do it, and then I can't add them, and it's really annoying because I think that it's good that we should be able to add them, so that everybody can understand what it is that we are waffling about. So hopefully people who need captions have noticed that I am trying to add them, but it doesn't always work.
Alright, how was our little guy doing? He's still a little bit damp in the recesses.
Tony says, I like the captions for Nathan's building a Tamiya car. I think they were just my sarcastic captions. I don't think that they were actually what he was saying. They were just my sarcastic thoughts at the time.
What a git. Right, I'm gonna have 5 more minutes on lizard snake folk guys, and then we're gonna go back to the dwarf.
That's quarter
I know. So,
to just show people what I've done.
yeah, that will be. We will. So we're gonna use some of my favourite brown, Reaper Russet Brown.
Boo,
these.
brown rubbish.
On
You can ask us a
these,
question, remember? Don't you worry about that. Well, we might not be able to answer, but you know, you crack on. Is it things like, why does Mrs MLG talk so much? Why does nobody ever talk about painting? You got the glue?
Which glue?
The super glue that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a sec. There you go, my darling. Mind if I ask how the rust paint works? Does it rust over time and develop the effect, or is it instant? There are several different rusty type paints that we use. So the ones that I like the most are the Green Stuff World liquid pigment rust colours, which are pretty much an instant effect. You have to kind of build up the thing. So there's different colours. There's a dark rust, a light rust, an orange rust, and a medium red rust. So you can build up like the pigments for different colours. There's verdigris and stuff as well. But you like Riser Rust, don't you? The Games Workshop.
Riser Rust is awesome, but I don't use it as rust. I use it as like bright orange paint.
Yeah, pumpkin colour. The dry paint
cool.
from Green Stuff World. Now there are other rust type stuff, pigments and different things from Vallejo and other. Oh yeah, I could have used some of that on these guys. Might still use some of that on these guys. So this is Riser Rust that Mrs MLG likes. This is the Citadel dry paint. This is very popular. So it's quite thick and sticky, if you can see that. So it's not like a more a fluid paint. It's very, very sticky and jelly.
You have to use it. If you're going to use it as rust, you have to use it sparingly because it is like bright orange.
Yeah, super cool. You use it for pumpkins and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, I was just seeing if I had a pumpkin, but I can't.
So it's a very cool colour. Pete says, when does shop number 2 open? We're not having a second shop, Pete. Not this year, anyway.
Really, not this year. You'll give over.
No.
We can't afford a second shop.
No. Yeah, gas and electric prices are too high.
Don't do politics. Don't do politics. But yes, so it's not. I don't do any of the rust products become rusty over time. They're all instant, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think pretty much. I've heard talk of a product which is available on the market, but nobody can actually tell me what it's called. That's like an all-in-one rust effect, basically. Because we've had a couple of people come and ask for it and describe it and say that they've seen it on a YouTube video or whatever, and do we stock it. But then nobody can tell me what it's called. But that's kind of like an all-in-one. You just blather it on and it shades itself somehow. I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to work.
Is that on the aisle with the tartan paint and the bubbles for spirit levels?
It might be. I don't know. But it does sound too good to be true.
Pete says, can we bring torches and blankets for late night gaming? I did actually joke with one of the members of staff asked me recently about the rising costs, etc. And we were talking about how some shops have actually closed and how sad that is. And I said we might have to introduce candlelight gaming to save on the electricity bill. So you never know, Pete. It might be a thing we try and make trend. Drummer Boy says, all right, I will have to leave you since I'm gonna delve more into the lands between with some Elden Rings. Take care of yourself and have an awesome day. Also, before I go, do you sell neon paints?
Ooh, neons, no, but yes, which are very, very similar. Yeah. So have a look at the Green Stuff World Fleur or Fluor paint range. You'll definitely find some cool ones in there. FLUOR. Oh, sorry. I was just concentrating on painting this little bit of stuff. Tony says the dirty down rust develops as it dries. Yeah, that could be it. Dirty. That seems kind of familiar, dirty down. A bit like some of the texture paint type things like Modern Earth and what have you from Citadel. You just kind of daub it on and then it does its thing as it dries. Is how it's been described to me by the customers. Rust, moss, and verdigris. Yeah, not seen it within any of our usual distribution points, so I'm not quite sure. I shall investigate on YouTube and what have you, and see what Dirty Down's all about. But like anything, if there's demand for it, we shall investigate and see if it's something that we can stock in the shop. Right, how are we doing? Just get this brown done on these last two snakes, and then we'll get back to the wizard. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Was that a free musical interlude there?
Yeah, it's royalty free as well because it's over 70 years old, I think. Oh, so today, right, it is a thing, because occasionally I like to have a little moan on stream, don't I? So today,
Occasionally.
yeah, a well-known shopping marketplace where we occasionally list some of our products for sale. That happens to be a global giant that recently published a Lord of the Rings inspired TV series. Have today taken down one of our sales listings because they think it might be that we're trying to sell slime through the post. We're trying to post slime, and they don't think that that's ecologically sound. However, the slime that we were selling are the pack of 2 translucent slimes from Reaper Miniatures.
So technically slime, just not the slime that they're thinking of.
Yeah.
So can you appeal against this lovely decision that they have decided upon?
We could try, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere.
Is that like when Facebook take them down because we sell live animals?
Oh yeah,
when
when
dragons.
they stop us advertising dragon miniatures. Yeah.
Oh, King Tiger tanks.
Yeah.
Red says, Little Red starts big school tomorrow. Ooh, scary. Can't wait till the D&D club starts up. Oh, they've got a D&D club. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. He's got a club. Tony says, Artist Opus Byron does a couple of decent videos where he plays around with the Dirty Down products.
Cool. I shall check them out and see what we can find. I'll have a look. I've never really watched the Artist Opus people. I've talked about Artist Opus on stream before, haven't I? Because we had a little had some of their paintbrushes to try out, but I don't use them anymore because I prefer Rosemary & Co. And I'm pretty sure that Rosemary & Co. just make Artist Opus's brushes.
Talking about new stuff, the RC cars are in.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, RC cars are in the shop. You can come in the store and look at RC cars and see which one you would like to purchase. They look very cool. Very, very cool. There's one that's is it Expert Sub-Assembly or something like that. They're one of their ranges. So it's like pre-built, but the rest of them are kits and you've got to put them together entirely yourself. They're all Tamiya. Excuse me. And we have controllers and extra battery packs and fast chargers and other cars. I was going to say other accessories, but they're all the accessories that we've got at the moment. So we've done a little wash that we mixed earlier on, and that is now dry. So we're going to go back with our blue-grey dusk and just pick out a couple of bits on here, and then we're going to go with that lighter grey. Now we've got a bit more shadow in the recesses. Come back with that lighter bluey grey for final highlighting. I'm glad that I've made some progress on my snake guys, to be fair. They've been hovering around at the back of the table for a little while. Got a loose hair on my brush. I've only been using this brush for about 3 months, and it's finally lost a hair. And it's never had a proper clean. Kept saying that I was going to give it a one, and then still hasn't. Oi, oi. Just every time I say something that could be slightly innuendo, I'll hear one of my friends in my head going like, "That's what she said." It makes me laugh.
Oh no, Tony's run out of balls. Quick, Tony, get some more.
I haven't really participated in the Pokemon mobile game yet.
You don't participate in anything.
Thanks.
None of us actually, I don't think any of us actually battle. We all just catch the Pokemon. Catch the Pokemon! We're not going to do anything with them, but catch them! Red now wants the Ford Escort. I didn't know there was a Ford Escort.
Oh yeah, there's a Ford Escort Cosworth.
Oh yeah.
One of my dream cars.
I only saw the beach buggy. And a Hornet. Yeah. We can get more, but this is just dippy toe in water.
Yeah, we just got a little selection. So I asked the chap that I deal with, who's like our rep for Tamiya stuff. So we had a lengthy discussion about it with a bit of selection and what have you. So I think
went away rubbing his hands together going,
yeah. So what were the best sellers and recommendations, and then I did an hour about. I've always wanted a Porsche, as you may know. We might have talked about this on stream before. Always wanted a Porsche, and then second place after a Porsche would be a Carmen Ghia, which is a Volkswagen that they produced in the 70s, based on the same kind of chassis as a Volkswagen Beetle, but it's like two-door sedan, or coupe, shall we say, like quite a long, low car. That if you're not familiar with, you will have potentially seen in Death Race, if you've ever seen the original Death Race 2000, not the dodgy Statham remix, but the original. There is a Carmen Ghia in there. Anyway, so always wanted a Porsche or a Carmen Ghia, and you can get RC cars from Tamiya of both of those. So did an hour about ordering a Carmen Ghia, and then reasoned with myself that I've got too many hobbies that I don't fully get to do anyway. So buying an RC car for myself is really an indulgence not required.
Have we told everybody what the deal was? Because you said that,
I'm pretty sure we have.
that you said that you wanted a Porsche, and I said that you could have a Porsche, but the option was buy a Porsche or open a game shop.
Yeah.
And you went for opening a game shop.
Yeah.
So now you can't have a Porsche.
Until I retire. You said the other day that I could have one when I retire. You did. You did. You did. Yeah, I do like Imprezas as well. Have to say, I do like Imprezas. You alright, mate? Yeah? Come on. If you can't tell what's going on, the dog is climbing on me. And Please don't do that. Wow, that dew claw's getting a bit long. Isn't it? Trying to slice my arm open. Right, let's get the lighter grey. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Before we finish the stream, we're going to get the lighter grey and we're going to do this, do a little bit of highlighting on the cloak here. We're going to use some Mirage Blue. 7 o'clock, didn't realise.
Oh, look, Red's treating Panda. Poor Panda. Sitting there going, nobody likes me.
Oh, that's maybe a bit too bright, is that? We might have to go for a halfway in between these two.
Mickey D says, well, he could have a Porsche when he implodes MLG into a multinational super duper enterprise, and Mrs MLG can spend her days sipping champagne, hate champagne, and swimming in diamonds. That might be a bit sharp. We'll change that to sipping whiskey and, I don't know, not swimming in diamonds. Just having lots of diamonds might be alright. But you know that that's never going to happen. There are still people in our own hometown that don't even know we exist. The great big massive 3-story building in the middle of town.
Yeah.
So
I guess you can't get much more like central to the town centre.
Than the town centre.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep meaning to ask people when I'm like describing. So when we were at Comic Con yesterday, I was asking, like, people asked me where the shop was. And so like, oh, do you know Bridlington? And you're like, oh yeah, I know it pretty well. And, well, do you know where Superdrug is? I'm like, yeah. Well, you know, opposite Superdrug, there's like a big building on the corner, and it's all painted black and stuff, and that's Mighty Lancer Games. And they're like, oh yeah. What I really should have asked them is, what did you think that was? Did you think that it was still the shoe shop that's been closed for 2 years? I don't know. Because before, it was Mighty Lancer Games. It was a shoe shop. And when I was little, that was where we used to go to buy my school shoes. And the room where we have all the model kits and stuff in the shop was kids' shoes, and that's where you used to go and get measured up for your school shoes. In fact, when a customer came in on Friday, they'd come upstairs because it was Friday evening, and they'd come upstairs so I could sort them out with some Magic the Gathering items. And the lady said, "Oh, last time I came in here, it was a cafe," and that is going back quite some years. But yeah, it's been a long time since some folks have been in our shop, by the sounds of it. Right. There we go. Good progress this evening on Mr. Dwarf. Let's show him off, and then we'll show you Mrs. MLG's progress as well. What have I done with the cap off my brush? Right, so here he is. Here is my dwarf. He's got a nice blue robe and hat. I wanted to have him matching blue robe and hatness. Oh, I've actually got it kind of in shot. This is how he's looking so far.
I do like that blue.
Yeah,
It's a nice blue. That I like that blue.
Going well. Nice classic dwarf, classic paint job. Might even paint the rim of his base goblin green. And here is.
Aww, Panda's crying.
Thank you, Pete.
No, towards the wall. There, keep her
Here's Sophie the Sage. There, she's there. Look.
Yeah, not anymore though.
I like the.
Make her back down there. People are listening to me. It's always fun.
Where is she now, darling?
Over there.
Okay. I like the green. It looks fantastic. What's going on round the back?
The green is Vallejo military green mixed with hunter green by Green Stuff World.
Awesome. It looks really cool. I really, really like that.
And it's got like brown on it. Boo! She's going to have black hair, I think.
Yeah?
Maybe. I'm not sure, to be
It
honest.
looks really cool. I would think it looked quite cool grey, actually. What colour are you going to do her wings?
I don't know. I keep forgetting about her wings because they're over there.
What's the wooden thing that she's got lying across her lap?
Well, I thought it was a staff. I mean, no one can see it now, but I thought it was a staff, which is why I painted it brown.
Yeah.
But I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest.
No. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I really like it. Awesome.
Rudolph the Dwarf Wizard, says Tony. Wiki D says we need some of those inflatable things that flop about in the wind. Yeah, we won't be allowed them because it's conservation area, but we do have a twizzly thing that we were going to put up outside the shop that like twizzles in the wind and isn't massive, but it's still on Nathan's desk.
Yeah, it hasn't made it much further yet, I'm afraid.
Don't like brown, Tony. Don't make me paint more brown. She's got brown hair. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what colour to do her wings. And the wings aren't going to be brown.
Cool.
I suppose really I should decide what colour I want to paint her wings before I decide what colour to do her hair. Because if you show it with her wings on, the wings are a big part.
The wings are a big chunk of the mini. So, yeah.
Little Miss likes it better without the wings on.
Yeah.
So whatever colour.
She's got her lantern. You can do some OSL from the lantern.
No, she's reading in the dark.
Cool. Are you gonna put some scroll on the pages?
No.
Okay. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Right. So we're gonna go. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night from 8 p.m. And tomorrow night, I think I'm going to do a little bit of construction on something tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to build a tank. So tune in.
So take care, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow for tank building. Bye. See you later, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.